Have you ever met someone, and long after they're gone, their presence just stays with you? Not because they were loud or always trying to get attention, but because something about them, something unspoken, left a powerful mark on your mind. Machiavelli, a master of understanding human nature, knew this secret. He understood that people don't just remember facts or events. They remember feelings, questions, and unsolved puzzles. The mind naturally craves clear answers, a neat ending, a story that's complete. But if you leave a gap, if you leave an unanswered question, the mind keeps working on it, keeps replaying it. It can't let go. That's why learning to manage how you are remembered, especially through your absence, can be one of the most powerful tools you have. It's like being a silent gardener of memory. You plant certain seeds, and then you let them grow in the minds of others, creating a lasting echo. Chapter 1. The Unfinished Story. Planting Seeds of Curiosity. Most people try to make sure every story they're part of has a clear, happy ending. They explain everything, they make sure everyone understands. But Machiavelli would tell you, that's like pulling up a plant the moment it starts to sprout. You stop its growth. Principle 1. Don't give them the final page. Leave gaps in their memory. When you step away from a situation or from someone, resist the urge to explain everything. Don't write a long message detailing all your reasons. Don't have a big final talk to tie up all the loose ends. Think of a book where the last few pages are missing. Your mind can't just move on. It keeps wondering what happened next. That unfinished feeling stays with you. If you have a big argument and shout everything you feel, then walk away. The other person might be upset for a while, but they'll likely move on. Their mind got its ending. But if you quietly step away, leaving them wondering what you truly think, if you're angry, or if you'll ever return, that person will carry that unanswered question. You live in their head. You own their attention. Machiavelli knew, never explain more than you must. The more you explain, the more you free them. The less you explain, the more the story stays alive in their mind, incomplete, intriguing, enduring. If these strategies for planting lasting memories are making you think differently about how you interact, you're on the path to true influence. Hit that like button now to support this content, and make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into mastering your personal power. Your support helps us share this crucial wisdom. Chapter 2. Cultivating the Void, Making Absence Powerful. The next step for the silent gardener is to make your absence feel more powerful than your presence. This is like removing a key plant from a garden, and suddenly, the whole garden feels different, incomplete. Principle 2. Make them replay your absence. When you leave someone's life, or step back from a situation, don't do it with drama. Do it with calm, quiet strength. Your absence creates an empty space, and that empty space makes people's minds work overtime. They start inventing reasons, blaming themselves, or blaming you. They rewrite the past, try to understand, reach out, or even get upset, all because their mind needs to fill that void you left. And you, the one who stepped away, don't have to do anything else. You've already won that part of the game. This is not about being cruel, it's about being strategically powerful. When you leave an unfinished story, you create an emotional imbalance. You walk away with a clear mind, but they are left with an open, unresolved feeling. And that open feeling quietly controls their thoughts, even if they pretend it doesn't. They might say they've moved on, they act like they don't care, they post happy things, but secretly, the story never ended for them. You've processed it. They're still processing you. You are silent. They're stuck in their own thoughts. You've closed your book. They're still stuck on your last page. This imbalance isn't bad. It's an advantage. Machiavelli saw this as strategic positioning. You keep power not by controlling people's actions directly, but by remaining the unsolved question in their minds. As long as they're still wondering about you, you still hold a strong position. Chapter 3. Guiding Their Growth, The Power of Reputation. One of the strongest ways to use this power is to manage your public image so that your absence creates a strong reputation. Principle 3. Let your silence shape your legend. When someone doesn't get a clear ending from you, they often go looking for answers from others. They talk, they guess, they ask, "Have you heard from them? Do you know what they meant?" Every time they speak, they spread your name, not because you're present, but because you're an unresolved mystery. This creates a strong pull in social groups. Your absence becomes a topic. People talk about it, they guess, they invent stories. And here's where it becomes truly Machiavellian. You didn't ask for attention, you didn't explain yourself, you didn't even show up. But your silence now controls the conversation. They aren't just gossiping, they're building your brand for you. Now you become an image, not just a person. And images are often harder to forget than people. Rarity makes things valuable. This is a very old truth. What's rare is precious. What's hard to get is desired. What's gone without warning is unforgettable. So when you step away without a clear ending, you create not just a psychological scarcity, but a social one. People start saying, they don't talk to anyone anymore, they just disappeared, they never explain anything, and that rarity becomes your strong reputation. Even if some people resent you, they will respect your control, and even if they don't say it, they will wonder, what does this person know that I don't? Why are they so calm? Why do they never need to explain themselves? That wonder is a kind of hidden respect. It means you've risen above, needing constant approval. Chapter 4. The unending story, loyalty through mystery. And when others still desperately want an ending from you, you become above them, not by status, but by being emotionally independent. That is a very rare trait. And rare traits, like rare jewels, always gain value. Here's a surprising truth Machiavelli would appreciate. The more someone feels confused by you, the more they might try to show loyalty to you publicly, just to make sense of their own feelings. They may not know where they stand with you, they may feel ignored or misunderstood. But to protect their own pride, they defend you to others. Why? Because admitting they never got a clear ending would mean admitting they weren't important enough. They lost control, they're still confused. So instead of admitting that, they explain away your behavior as mysterious, smart, or highly principled. They do your public relations for you. They protect your good name to protect their own pride. That's a strong advantage you can't buy. And you didn't even have to speak. Machiavelli's philosophy was not about being cruel just for the sake of it. It was about control. About putting yourself in a position where others are always responding to you, not the other way around. Never giving closure fits perfectly with this idea. Because when you leave someone without a clear ending, you force them into your rhythm. You force them to think about you constantly. You take away their feeling of being in charge of their own feelings. You put yourself inside their emotional world. And from there, even your silence becomes a command. You never ask for loyalty, but they give it. You never demand attention, but they focus on you. You never explain why you left, but they chase your reasons. This is not being careless with emotions. This is a cold, strategic advantage. The kind of influence that cannot be bought, taught, or faked. It's earned through one powerful decision. Don't explain. Don't close the door fully. Just leave it open a crack and let them wonder forever. Chapter 5. The Eternal Echo. Your Legacy of Absence. The mind cannot fully accept what it cannot finish. That's why people don't need permission to dislike you, but they do need permission to forget you. And when you don't give them that permission, when you withhold a clear ending, you become a permanent part of their identity. Not just a memory, but a lasting mark, a constant reference point. And that reference point follows them everywhere. This law doesn't just apply to relationships. It's a tool for power in every area: business, social groups, professional settings. The competitor who never hears your strategy worries constantly. The employee you let go without giving detailed feedback spends months trying to figure out what they did wrong. The friend you step back from without a fight keeps watching your life, wondering if you ever missed them. The audience you stop feeding will chase your next word even more desperately, because your absence creates a deeper desire than any message could satisfy. Never giving closure means you never allow others to feel finished with you. And when they can't end the story, you remain in control of it forever. You don't need to become perfect. You don't need to be loved. You just need to remain unresolved in their minds. To leave behind gaps so emotionally strong, so unique to your presence, that no one else can ever fill them. No explanation can replace them. No clear ending can erase them. They will try. They will try again. And the longer they try, the more powerful you become in their mind. They tell others they were different. No one made me feel that way. I don't know why, but I still think about them. These are not compliments. These are signs of them being psychologically steered. Because once someone starts defending your impact without your presence, they're no longer thinking freely. They're unknowingly cherishing a feeling you created through silence. If you had told them the full truth, if you had given an honest explanation, if you had carefully explained your reasons, they would have understood you. And once people understand you, they lose fascination. They become logical, detached. The spell breaks. But silence? Silence creates an emotional mystery. It denies a clear answer. It builds a false sense of almost knowing. And almost knowing is more addictive than truly knowing ever could be. This is why giving closure isn't just a mistake, it's letting go of your power. You step out of their life so cleanly, so neatly, that there's nothing left for them to hold on to. You disappear too well, and they move on easily. You gave them the tool to forget you. You made yourself easy to get over. And that is the worst kind of weakness Machiavelli could imagine. To be remembered accurately instead of being remembered powerfully. When someone says they just left without a word, what they're really saying is, they didn't give me the dignity of an ending, and I can't forgive them for it, because I still want it. This is the secret. Even hatred keeps you relevant. Even feeling resentful means they're still thinking of you. And the one thing you should never allow yourself to become is forgettable. Machiavelli would call this strategic manipulation. You don't shout, you don't punish, you don't say goodbye. You just disappear while they still care. And now they're caught in an endless loop of checking, hoping for a message, a sign, an explanation, anything. But nothing comes. And so the silence becomes louder than any speech ever could. They hear it every night. And worse, they start filling that silence with stories they invent to survive it. NTHE journey to becoming a silent gardener of memory, where your presence leaves an unforgettable echo, is a profound path to self-mastery. If today's insights have resonated with your desire for true lasting influence, you're ready to cultivate this powerful way of being. Here's how to ensure your transformation continues. Hit the like button if this deep dive into Machiavellian wisdom has helped you understand the power of strategic absence. Your support helps share these vital lessons. Subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Your journey to mastering unseen influence and leaving an unforgettable legacy begins now. I'll see you in the next build.